If the person has not done their own work and healed their own traumas, then the reflection that they're going to point back at you is going to be their own objective beliefs. They'll be projecting how they feel about you onto you. And so it's important to know where you stand within yourself. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. If you don't know how to love yourself and you're not on that journey of being your best friend, then it would be hard to be in any healthy relationship. Because when you don't love yourself, you're just giving into the needs of others. If someone says something that will praise you, you take that to heart and you're happy. But then if someone takes that away from you and you don't get that external validation, then you are stripped of that and you're more so vulnerable to pain. And so we really have to learn how to love who we are in this present moment. And that looks different, not just for everybody, but just for ourselves, because we are constantly evolving and things are changing around us. Once you get to succeeding in a certain aspect of your life, you kind of become another person. It's like once you achieve a goal, that thing that you were going towards achieving doesn't really look like a shiny object anymore. And so you're changing. And so it's up to us to really constantly seek that sort of growth and ask ourselves what it is that we need in our hearts. And if we don't have self-love for ourselves, then everything that comes at us will feel like a storm. Life will feel like a storm, and it'll feel like we're just constantly trying to dodge bullets. When we have that love for ourselves, when we can be true to who we are, act in integrity, and really focus and grow through all of the challenges, there's this essence of confidence that builds up deep within. And we start to see how we can actually rely on ourselves and continue to move forth from a place of love for ourselves. Because ironically enough, it's usually when we give whilst giving to us that are the most fulfilling. It's only when we are there to support others whilst doing what we love that life will start to feel like it's meaningful. But if we are not working towards the goal of feeling that sense of purpose, then we're probably going to be very angry people. Because imagine you're living this life that's almost a lie, trying to tell yourself and gaslight yourself into believing that this is the life that you want to live, when in reality there's something else out there that is probably peeking out every so often to nudge you towards trying something new. And sometimes those urges disappear, but other times you'll find that those urges never go away. Imagine when you're on your deathbed. The first thing that you think about is not about all of the things that you've acquired. You think about the risks that you never took, the things that you never did that you wish you had done. And so it's only when life starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable, in a sense where you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You're not going to know what's in front of you for the rest of your life. We build these routines, and sometimes these routines put us into a cage. And we end up in this cage that we built for ourselves, that we actually were working towards, and then need to change that. Sometimes it's a trial and tribulation. Like, it's a success to get to that point and to not be frustrated about it, because it's human nature to constantly change. In order to grow, it comes with challenges, and it comes with changing our mind. If you're here and you're looking for the highest form of love, which is unconditional love, the love that you want is unconditional. You know, there's so many different types of love, but I imagine that the best kind of love is unconditional. And it comes from a place of loving the other person so much that you only truly and deeply want the best for them, whether or not you're in the picture. And some can say it's their loss. I love them so hard. Nobody's going to love you as hard as I did. Like, all of those things that people say are just completely out of line. That kind of love is attachment. It comes from a sense of the ego, and it comes from the sense of feeling like you own this person, when really true love is meant to feel somewhat expansive. There's this aspect of love that feels freeing because they have allowed you to focus on another aspect of your life rather than the other tumultuous, chaotic aspects. Because sometimes relationships, if they're not the right one, they can feel chaotic. But the beauty in being in a love that is unconditional is that it feels stable. It feels consistent. It becomes a pillar of your life. Otherwise, any kind of love that doesn't entail that is not really unconditional love. It's stemming from another place that can't always bring true fulfillment. And I know that when it comes to love, everybody looks for different things in different people. They're going through different stages in their lives. Okay, I'll give you two examples. We have two people who get into an argument, and one person decides to make a claim about another person, let's say not cleaning enough. And so they're tallying up what they've done in terms of cleaning. And they complain about how the other person is not cleaning enough. But imagine then this other person B, is like kind of taken back because like they say, well, maybe I'm not cleaning as much, but I do bring other aspects to the table. If that person B didn't have that sort of trust within themselves, they would have never brought that up. They would have just been like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. I will, I'll try this and that. I do think that it's still okay to be communicative, state what you feel, and then just kind of move forth slowly in a very thoughtful and respectful way. Because in those moments, you're not just standing up for yourself, but you're teaching your partner how to treat you. And you're telling this person how to treat you because your own morals are being affected because of the fact that this person might have this idea of how things are looking in the relationship. And if you're not living in integrity and you are just going to take the easy route by people pleasing and by just giving into whatever they have to say, by keeping the peace, that's pretty much just pushing down your own feelings, right? And you're not really standing up for yourself, because if you felt otherwise, if you felt as if what they're saying is not entirely true, then it's important to voice that as well from a very calm, peaceful standpoint. Because anytime we feel sort of victimized and like feeling any sort of irritability, that's when we need to maybe take a step back and try to calm ourselves, because everybody is just perceiving things from their own objective minds, right? Nothing is really true other than the fact that two people might witness something, but that doesn't mean that they're going to have the same experience. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. When I look back, I don't think it's worth getting into a relationship with somebody that's not willing to do the work. The beauty in relationships is that they hold a mirror up to you. It's just like this mirror. And if the person has not done their own work and healed their own traumas, then the reflection of yourself that they're going to point back at you is going to be their own objective beliefs. They'll be projecting how they feel about you onto you. And so it's important to know where you stand within yourself. Yep.